Guess what, guys? I just got interrupted on my live because my phone went, and obviously I was doing the DP thing. But guess what? Guess what? Let me just not interrupt my neighbours a minute. But these guys here have just folded, and my buggy is now on its way back. So they are now returning the double buggy after all that. So anyway, I'm going to go in here and finally get this done, get packed out and get out of this mental health unit. As much as I've come to dearly love the people here, I can't deal with so many people a day. I can't deal. If I worked here and I was in the community room and it was my job, it would be different. But this is meant to be their jobs. Councillors are obviously voluntary. MPs are paid. And then there is obviously police that do their job and all of these things, and it's their job to do this stuff. It's their job. So it's their job. I just said hello to somebody who didn't want to be crossing on a live. So yes, it's been lovely. I've spent a lot of time with a lot of people. I've got to understand why people don't necessarily get up in the morning and literally go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and go boom. And I'm not as crazy as people think. And people, I don't know. The one thing that I could never understand and get my head around in the coaching world, and they used to say, don't ever share your dreams with people because everybody will crush them. And it's like, why would somebody do that? You want a cheerleader on, you want to be like, one of my friends said to me, do you know what, do you fancy running a race for life with me? And I'm like, well, I really don't want to run a race for life. But if she had like one leg and she really wanted to run the race for life and she had one leg and she really didn't know what to do, I would run it with her and do it three-legged. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I would help my friend finish that crisscrossing line, whatever challenges they may be. And I'll never, ever, ever forget this father with his son who injured himself prior to him finishing this race. And all he wanted to do was finish. It didn't matter whether he hit the time. He just didn't want to come off without finishing the crossing line. He wanted to complete it. And his father picked him up and put him on his back and took him along that line. And they're the people that I want around me. They're the people that I need. That even if I say my hip is hurting and I'm tired and all of this sort of stuff, or my back's playing up, that they're the ones that will just get the pillars out and get the ice cream and sit and watch box sets or a documentary or do some research with me on history and all of this sort of stuff. You know, and then even if it's a case of I've got a race that day, they know the difference between, Kelly, you really shouldn't do this because the injury is just not weighing. Or, Kelly, actually, let's go for this and we'll all be with you at A&E at the end of the day and you can rest for 5 days. And they're the people that I need around me, the ones that get it, not the ones that go, what do you mean? You've just been stretching and you know all of a sudden you're whinging about your back. And it's like, but I have to do physio. I have to. If I don't do physio, then I would just end up fat and unhealthy and whinging about other complaints, maybe like diabetes or something. But at the end of the day, for me to go through and do what I've got to do, there's 2 storage units. I've got to pull it out. I'll post photographs along the way. So it's not like Crackbook. It's not as easy as Crackbook to use, doing lives and videos and stuff like that. Haven't quite got used to the dynamics of YouTube. It's not. And there's different people here as well, so I don't know who's here. I used to know who was there on Facebook. But I'm hoping that people are understanding that what I'm talking about is there's people in the world that are born different to other people, and sometimes things are a little bit harder, but it doesn't mean they can't do it. We all need support. We all need people around us who believe in us, but sometimes people need the people that the sicker you get, they'll still wake you up every day to see sunset all the way down to your very, 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 very last breath. And they'll still get you up for sunset, however sick you are. And even if you are in hospital. Sorry? Yeah, I do want my pushchair. Thank you very much.
You want to go in? What for? 2 minutes.
Can we have the keys for the community centre so they can use the toilets as well?
We're not allowed leave them open.
Well, when can we have the community centre?
We've been asking that for ages, the same as because we get people asking about
What
the
if we
toilets
make
in
them
there.
form a committee between us and the committee members hold it and it's used for proper licensed, facilitated, organised, structured events?
In an ideal world, I'll be quite happy with that.
Who do I put that to?
I would go to the only one that can give you any
Don't say
response.
John wrong.
No.
I'm not saying John what his real name is because
John Wright, yeah.
well, I don't want to do that, so
No,
let's call him John Wrong, yeah?
Right,
Let's
okay.
stick with John Wrong.
Dave Sambles is the area manager. He would have access to any further information above that. We're that far down the food chain, we don't
I
even know.
know, but I've been going up and down the food chain
I know,
all since
it's
Christmas.
frustrating. It's
Since
frustrating.
Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. Kelly, you taking it all, hon? You taking it all? Or
I don't know whether, all I said is I deal with courts for the rest of it, but, so you've got all this in here when you've got people struggling without, do you know how
that's not ours.
hard fuming?
That's not ours. Oh, that's not ours.
Is this
That-
stuff?
I don't know where these are from. This is all down to the scheme managers, I believe.
There's no scheme manager on here for the people anymore at the moment. is there?
No, they're working from home and they're looking at coming back at some point, but I'm not sure when. Right, that's one.
It's the kids stuff that you're meant to be giving me, but in terms of what you're at, I don't know where the line is. As long as I've got the kids stuff, it's their little bikes and their. Have you got the handle that goes across the
There's
front
stuff in the bag. We can open up the bags.
You can
What we
argue
do is
with
put
me
it
the
up
rest on the courts because that's all for you guys. Well, it's all for like the trophy,
Right.
the trophies. Because I'm stuck because the community centre wanted some of it.
Clothing.
That's to go to charity. My buggy, obviously my buggy and my coat.
Right.
What about football trophies?
Well, I was trying to give them to you guys to use for the football pitch for the kids to do something. And I've got another bag that's I need to take. So that
Yeah.
buggy, the two
Okay.
pots, obviously the pot I left for the people that was shooting in the hallway. There again to go to somebody that needs them. But I don't understand why you don't have a thrift shop down here. I was an army NIFICA. I was an army NIFICA youth and community worker. That's all to go to charity or sell. So social care wouldn't
Right.
take that.
So if I put that with the clothes, we can
Social
arrange for
care
that to go.
can take
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
The church can take the clothes, but I need my buggies because
Yeah,
if
we'll
Dean's
move
just
that
taking one kid out and not two, then we
Safe
can.
taking the double buggy.
Yeah. As long as I've got the buggies and the boys' little bikes and scooters, I will. But what I'm saying is, it's all to go to. I'm going in the storage unit now. Do you want me to show you?
You got you?
I'm going in the downstairs storage units now. I've got the
Have you got
doors
stuff
open.
going in? Any of this
No,
going in
it's
there?
all got. This is what I'm saying. It's all to either go to the church. That's to come with me. It's either to go to the church.
Right.
I don't understand why we can't have half of this as a thrift shop, and then the other half of it is an in-and-out community. I don't understand why this can't rotate from the people that get up really early for their nice little things,
Yeah.
down to homework club, and these toilets being used by mums and babies things. I don't understand why it can't be done.
In an ideal world, without the COVID thing going on and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but more so with COVID because you could have a testing centre in here.
Again, that's out of our remit. We don't even govern that. We get fed. that
All I want to
information.
know is,
Yeah.
because of Greenfell, yeah, obviously
Yeah.
Greenfell has, and I understand, what was there, 76 deaths?
Yep.
So what I am missing and I can't do without is there's a bar that goes across here.
What does the
Oh, it's here.
Got it. Oh,
Yeah, it's
good.
here.
Good.
And if he'd lost that, he carries that everywhere. It's his birthday card from the whole world. He keeps it.
Right.
But what I don't understand is, and it's exactly the same in everything, once something happens, everything changes.
Yeah.
But say the fact, like you've got your mat there, but we've had all of our mats taken. So it's obviously a mat's not really a problem. So you understand you've got to clean your shoes. So if the Greenfell situation has happened, and that's led to all of us being completely crushed by law, and we all have to be sympathetic like COVID. We all have to sacrifice our lives like COVID. Otherwise we're narcissists, yeah, because we don't wear masks.
Yeah.
I've got a nice little eye to wear a mask, so be sympathetic. You know, but I believe in personal boundaries. I don't believe in self-isolating because it creates fear. If the council really cared, then they would put adequate benches out there to stop this clique community that's happening, that's causing a lot of people to stay in their rooms. So if this was social could be running, adult social could come down in the morning for all the old people. Yeah, children's social services come down at say 10 till 12 for the under fives.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you could even actually even have lots of different needs like like Graham did a live with me the other day, and it was so funny because he mentioned Jenny, and whenever someone mentions a name, I worry about what information they're going to give.
Right.
But and people, I will start putting broadcasting on my back and stuff when I've got my VAT number. Funny. Everyone asked my VAT number. It's like, really? You think I earn that much right now? I wouldn't be living here right now. So, well, actually, I would be because I would might be an experiment. But at the end of the day, um, he said to me, Jenny actually rang him the other day, and he was shocked because Jenny had actually learned to ring Graham on the phone.
Right.
So
Is that something she never got involved in or anything?
no,
Or did
so
she?
people
No.
are not understanding. So
Yeah.
I say to people who work at homeless shelters, why do you give homeless people blankets?
Mhm.
They say to keep them warm. I said it causes pneumonia.
Mhm.
They said, well, how does it cause pneumonia? I said, have you ever slept on the streets? And I'm not talking about your 48-hour stay
No,
over
no,
in the
no.
nice cosy.
No.
Have you ever stayed on the streets?
I've sofa surfed a lot, but I've not been on the street. Yeah.
Yeah, Dean pissed about with me when we were in Bristol, and he was sitting down on the curb like this, and he was going, please sir, and I'm going, don't you do this to me, don't. And I'm thinking, I'm going, Dean, don't you, don't. It is
Right.
not funny. It's not funny. But do you know what? While Dean was held on remand because we had no address, um, and I said to them there, be careful, you don't know what I did at Manchester. Yeah, so be careful. And I actually held the governor in. I snuck into the car park, parked in there and slept in there because they wouldn't give me his number because we weren't married. But I was still carrying his child.
Okay.
So, but I went and not, I went to like, I didn't realise how difficult it is not being on the electoral roll, not having, like, tell me how many 18-year-olds know what Equifax and Experian is?
Probably very little.
How many people in this block know what Equifax and Experian
Probably
is?
very little.
How many people in this block understand that that paperwork that I keep finding in the bins, and I collect everybody's birth certificates, everybody's personal photographs,
Right.
and I think I'm going to do a really nice display in here. I've even got some woman's years and years and years of all of her budgery cards. You've got some trophies in there. You've got some guy that's going to clock it soon, and he's been collecting clocks all of his life. I think it's heartbreaking going into them bins, seeing purses, bags, everything gone through, everything just gone. But then people's photographs, identification, and then I'm finding these photographs in their contact centres. And then I'm realising, hang on a minute, these people can't, even living in this block, can't come and tell me what's going on because it's breach of data. So people are literally, and I warned people back in 2000, and when did I do the media? October 2010. So I basically said that when this changeover comes, the bridge is too big, the gap's too big. And what's going to happen is we're going to end up with nearly 1 million people falling into that gap. So I decided to go ahead first because I felt that I was the stronger crew. So all I did was transferred from income support to tax credits. All I said to the system was put people on the new system, take them off the old. Don't kick them off the old, free fall them, because then all of a sudden you're on the new system, and in that time, 1, 2, 3, but explain people who understand Equifax and Experian will get this. Don't pay your mobile phone for 3 months, you just got evicted, and they're going, why? And they're going, because when you come into a situation, you're toppled now. You're in an 18-month spiral now.
Free fall.
It's a free fall. So now you're in that free fall. Now, luckily, I'm an interventionist, so when I see a free fall coming, I can see it. But what have they done for Graham in all of this time?
Other than put a roof over his head.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But what it's done is, yes, you can have community. We can all look after Graham. It's not a problem. But Graham has to have them boundaries. And I'm not a police officer. So sometimes I'm having to, like, I've just had it with them out there. I've just gone face to face going, I'm the wrong person to start pulling that with me because I'll just nudge you and put you on the floor. Yeah.
Right.
So I wouldn't go there with me. But I can't live like that. When I'm in my nice house and I've got my garden and I've got my things and I can have my barbecues with my friends, my peers, my children. Because, like, the other day when I went out there, I had a situation because obviously they allow outsiders into the garden. So whenever they go and do that pickup over there,
Right.
all the outsiders come and sit in our garden, like residents go pick up all of their things. And I've said this stops now because I'm not even allowed to use this to bring all of these down. These will go soon, but at the moment I've got them need something in the garden. I'll end up leaving these in the garden, and if they get trashed, they get trashed. But, you know, I ended up going out the garden and dropping a couple of things. My children would come over to somebody and pick them up and say, drop stuff. Their kids, and I stand there and go, where are you going? Like, seriously, I don't want this influence around my children. Like, seriously,
Fair,
that.
yeah, fair
And
enough.
you're a nursery, this is Kate, so you're a nursery provider, teacher, educator here, and you want me to my social want me to put my children in your nursery where you're working, and I have to see your children behave like that,
Yeah.
and it's frustrating. So I don't mind coming back and doing stuff, but you know, like now, this has to go out the front. One, COVID makes that law because I can't spray this down after coming out. So therefore, by law, no nursery will let you bring a buggy in.
Well, I can't promise what the outcome's going to be if it's out.
Well,
in the
all I've
corridor,
said is, like now, I'm in the storage unit. That door's open, by the way. It's only because I'm here that I've left it. I've got my eye on the floor right now. I'm a fizzy drink.
Okay.
So literally, I'm going to be pulling out that storage unit, that storage unit. What's going in the bin is going in the bin.
Okay.
What's going back into the storage units, I'm separating it for what's coming to the new house with us.
Right.
What is like, I don't know, probably it's not. You know, I would like to just get a table out there and just get rid of it. Cause
what stuff here do you want put in your storage or carried around? Is there
none of
anything
it.
You want? No.
No,
This
no.
is all going
Well,
upstairs?
actually, I tell you what, saves me leaving my store because what worries me leaving it down here, upstairs it's different.
No.
Other than security and you guys, nobody touches anything. Down here it's different, and I still don't know who it was who put it in the bins the first time.
Right.
But I did find out it was security the second time because they admitted to it.
Okay.
So,
Right.
if you don't mind, it wouldn't be if you could just put it out and just knock. Well, don't even, yeah, you don't have to knock and come in, just knock and leave. But just
Right.
leave that in there, and then I don't have to go upstairs and leave this.
Right,
Only if
and
someone
leave your
goes
shit.
through there, my doors are all open.
Yeah. I'll put a note on that.
And then that stuff, like I've got another box of trophies, and what I was actually trying to do, but because of lockdown, I was actually going to give them to Pompey in the community, so they could come down here on a Friday. Because all they've got to do is take the name plaques off all the front of them and reuse them. So then they could have used them for the kids. So I was thinking of doing a bit of a, because I'm actually qualified football coach and netball coach, because I'm a qualified youth worker. It's just that I have EDS and I'm not supported into employment.
Right.
And here is last thing before I go. I said to them on the phone, it's called the Resident Participation Centre, yeah?
Yeah.
Yet residents aren't allowed to participate.
The 2 bags you've got there, they're for charity.
These here, do you want to keep these in there? Excellent. Fantastic. There we go, guys. So basically,